Hello everyone and welcome back again to another video. And for this video I'm going to try out one more team in the Little Cup, and this time I have to build a strong team around to counter Bronzor, to which I have come up with a really good answer of Bronzor over here, which is going to be my lead and my safe swap, that is Wooper and Shelmet over here, and alongside the final Pokemon that I'm going to use over here to counter its weaknesses over here is going to be Bronzor itself. So yes, if you can't beat Bronzor over here, you have to use it, which I'll be using it now. So till this time I already always I have countered it, but nonetheless this is the first time I'm using it, Bronzor, in the Little Cup, which I do not feel confident about, but still I'm going to use it. And with this team I'm going to use a Bronzor that is actually running tackle over here, and for other Pokemons that is the Shelmet, which is quite interesting pick because because of its bug typing, it resists most of the moves from the top list Pokemon in the meta, and since it's Shelmet, it is surprisingly good alongside with its bulk, which is great, because though it will be taking super effective from rock or fire, it does have some ability to take in those damages as well. So without further more delay, let's quickly jump into the battles and check out how this team performed with Bronzor, Shelmet and Wooper. Moving into the first battle, I pick up a tough lead rather with the Ducklett over here, but since I've got access to this neutral body slams over with Wooper, I'll be going aside with this body slam to get kind of neutral chip damage, which is really good, to which they can go for Brave Bird, which I'll not appreciate, but since they will be loading their defense, they have to switch out, or I can easily farm down with my backline over here, to which they will be going for back-to-back bubble beams this time, which will not get the knockout for me. So that is the reason I'll be staying in that matchup, and they actually caught next body slam onto their own Wynot over here, which is really great because how bulky Wynot is in this meta, but to which I have got a really good Wynot answer in my back, that is going to be my Shelmet, because everything is restricted right now that is coming in from the Wynot over here, because mirror coat actually does not hit very hard. It's resisted, and this counter is also resisted as well. So I'll be letting this next charge move go through once again. I'll be going for the hard farm down. So since they came out with their Wynot over here and there was a Ducklett in the front line, so I think there will be a Bronzor in the back, which I am waiting for it, because yeah, again they comes back with their own Ducklett over here, and I'll be going for the next body slam to get rid of this Ducklett, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be a Bronzor that is running Confusion, which is even better right now, because I can go for this neutral bug buzz over here that gets the first shield, but nevertheless they cannot farm me down before I can go for a bit of chip damage with body slam, and now I can easily come back with my own Bronzor over here, and I make a good catch onto my Wooper over here onto the payback, and now it is a Bronzor versus Bronzor battle, which is not at all good, but since I am having a sheer advantage right now, and even though tackle resisted, it does add up onto this Bronzor over here with comparison to the Confusion over here. So I'll be letting this next charge move go through, which ends up being a Psyshock over here that widens apart the win condition for me, and now I'll be shielding up this next payback, which again strengthens my position over here. Now from this kind of range I'll be going for the next payback over here to get the Bronzor really low, and from this kind of range I can easily go for the next Psyshock before they could even reach to the next move, which does knock out the Bronzor, which does not knock out actually, but I can go for the tackle down and get the win for the first battle. So GG's, and really well played. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead against Bronzor over here. To Bronzor, since it is very bulky in this meta, Wooper is kind of a response to that, but it's not a good response in certain shield scenarios over here. So I'll be spamming out this mud bombs over here, which you can see does add up quickly, but I have to respect back-to-back Psyshock or maybe a payback over here. So I'll let this first Psyshock go through, and I'll be now going for the next mud bomb over here. So I can survive one Psyshock, and I'll be going for the next mud bomb that puts the Bronzor really low, and be quickly safe swapping into my own Shelmet over here. So for Shelmet, I'm really happy to bait out this fire type, because that is the strategy that I had while building this team up, because my front line can handle fire and my back line is actually weak to fire, both the Pokemons over here. But it's not actually that of a really bad matchup against fire, because Shelmet is, as I've already mentioned, it's quite tanky and it can spam out this body slams with infestation really fast over here. And Bronzor is actually a tank which can even tank almost 3 to 4 super effective weather balls over here from Vulpix, which I have already seen in my past battle video over here. So since I got one shield, I thought of coming back with my own Bronzor and catch a next charge move onto my Wooper, which I did perfectly. I can easily get the farm down, but not before they can throw one more weather ball. So I'll be letting this next charge move go through as well, which, as you guys can see, does not do too much damage over here. And now from this kind of range, I'll be going for this next payback, which is actually a bad idea or bad decision that I took place. I did that because now they will be going for this resisted icy wind to debuff me, and now they can easily farm me down with this super effective licks coming in through. And I do not have enough HP, but I do have 2 shields depending on my side, but I don't have enough HP, which I think is going to be all about this battle, and I concede the match over here. So GG's to my friend, well played. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead against this A.Sandshrew over here, which is a really good lead, to which they safe swapped into their own seal over here, to which I'll be going for the chip damage with the body slam, and I'll be now safe swapping into my own Shelmet, because Shelmet does not have a really good play against the A.Sandshrew over there, to which I'll be now going for this neutral body slams spam to this seal, which might get the knockout for it, but yeah, it barely gets the knockout, but one infestation does get the knockout for it, and their final Pokemon is actually going to be a Wooper of their own, which is looking good for me, because they cannot farm me down with the mud shots, and I can easily spam out this body slam to get myself shield advantage right away. So they went for the next body slam that does not even knock me out, and I can easily go for the next body slam of my own that gets the first shield from my opponent's side, which is really good. But since I do have a really struggling matchup against the A.Sandshrew over here because of the Night Slash over here, that is the reason I'll be coming back with my Bronzor, and as in this switch in, I'll be quickly switching into my Wooper once again, because this body slams and mud shot really do add up quickly over here. But since it's part steel, body slams will be resisted, so I went for repeat, which is not a great thing once again. And I'll be letting this next Night Slash go through, which I barely survive. So I could have got to the next move, but I let it go through because I want to get farmed. I want to get farm onto my Bronzor over here, because with Bronzor, if I can reach to back-to-back Psyshocks over here from that kind of range, it will be game over for this Wooper. But since I am having one more shield with my name, so that guarantees my win condition over here, so I'll be letting this next mud bomb go through, and before they could spam out the next mud bomb or I have to invest my shield, I'll be going for the next Psyshock over here that guarantees the knockout for the Wooper and gets me the win for the battle here as well. Hopping into the next battle, I pick up a lead of Ducklett yet again. So as I've mentioned, Ducklett is kind of a tricky situation for me, because I cannot safe swap into my own Shelmet over here, because Shelmet will be taking super effective from this wing attacks and neutral from the bubble beam over here, to which I'll be spamming out this body slams over here to get this Ducklett really low, so that I can come back with my either of my backline to get ahead on energy. To which I'll be letting this next charge move go through, which ends up being aerial ace once again, which is kind of a different moveset that they are running, and now I will be going for the next body slam, which does not even knock out because of the debuff from Bubble Beam over here. To which now I'll be easily coming back with my own Bronzor over in this scenario, and I can get the farm down with the tackle over here, and now they comes back with their response to Bronzor over here, which is actually not a response, but it's kind of a losing matchup, which is going to be a why not over here. So why not with counter and mirror shot does virtually no damage over here, whether while counter does add up a bit because it's kind of neutral damage over here, but since Bronzor is so bulky over here in this meta, it can withstand it like a champ, which I was not actually hoping, but my Bronzor is really high ranked in this for this meta, because as you guys can see from the graphics over here, it's 115-15. So I believe my Bronzor is a level 47, which is a super tanky, and it's a XL Bronzor as well. To which now I thought of going for the hard farm down, but I thought no, let's not take in much damage from these counters. Rather, I'll be going for the next Psyshock over here, because their final Pokemon is actually going to be a Bronzor once again. So this is going to be a really like a common lineup with Bronzor and Wynot up in the same team with a Ducklett lead, which I anticipated correctly, because now I can let this next payback go through, and since I am upon shield, my Shelmet have got a really good matchup against this, because they can go for heavy slam, and you guys can see how good and tanky Shelmet is, how spammy it is with this infestation over here, and it does a good chunk of damage with Bug Buzz as well, which have a chance of defense drop also. To which I'll be going for the next shield over here onto the next body slam, and as you guys can see, this switch the battle end timer have already come up, so I'll be now going for the next body slam, and before they could throw in one more move, I went for the next Bug Buzz over here that gets the knockout for the Bronzor, getting the win for the battle here as well, and that is going to be GG's. Moving on to the next battle, I believe this is the 6th battle, and it's going to be a lengthy one, because I thought of not going for a one set video, so I'll be sharing this team for over 2 sets. So first set I went a 4-1, and the next set you guys will be seeing how much I did good with this team. To which now I'll be going for the next body slam onto this Wooper over here against my Shelmet, yeah. To which I'll be letting this next body slam go through, which does not even knock out, and I think they went for under farm, like under charge, which I'm not sure why they did it, because now from this kind of range I can go for one more Bug Buzz before they can farm me down with their A.Sandshrew over here. And though it's resisted, it does not appreciate this incoming new, not very effective damage, which almost did 50% of its health, which I will not appreciate if I were in my opponent's place over here. To which now I'll be letting this next charge move go through, because it will be a Night Slash over here. I can go for the farm down, and the final Pokemon is going to be Ember Vulpix over here. To which I'll be going for the first body slam with a bait, and I'll be going for the next Mud Bomb, which does land and puts the Vulpix very low, which they recognize their fate and top lives the game over here, because they do not have any win condition in this battle. Moving on to the next battle, I'm picking up a tough lead, this time against the Wooper, but my backline is very strong against that. To which I'll be not quickly safe swapping, but I'll be going for the first neutral body slams, and now I'll be safe swapping into my Shelmet over here, and they threw energy, which is quite surprisingly a issue, because they might not have a good answer to my Shelmet in the backline. So that is the reason they went for a resisted Seed Bomb, which does not do enough damage, and they comes back with their own Bronzor onto a loaded Shelmet right now. So this is going to be the back-to-back Bug Buzz, which does put the Bronzor really low, and from this kind of range I can survive one Heavy Slam as well, to which I do survive it, and I'll be going for the next Bug Buzz before they can farm me down with their Confusion, which is really good, and I do get the switch over here, which is really superb right away. And since they came back with their Cottonee over here, I'll be coming back with my Bronzor, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Seal. But since I have been in this matchup, so I'll be not staying in this matchup for too long. So I'll be quickly safe swapping, doing a combo play with my Wooper to get the first shield from my opponent's end with a Body Slam over here. And since they are actually running Lick, so they will not be able to reach to this Aqua Tail or Icy Wind spam really quick, apart from the Icy Wind, which apart from the Ice Shard, which does generate really quickly, to which I'll be going for the next shield once again, because the Seal is far too healthy to get the farm down, to which now the safe swaps into their own Cottonee once again. And before getting the knockout for me, I went for the next Body Slam that puts the Cottonee in a perfect farm down range for me, so that I can get ahead on energy right away. So now from this kind of range, it does not have anything to throw that hits really hard apart from this lick damage. So if I can survive 2 moves and the lick damage, and I can go for back-to-back Psy Shocks over here, I do have a win condition, which I think I will be able to do, because it does not have anything that really hits me hard. So whether be it an Icy Wind or an Aqua Tail, I'll be able to survive it from this low health as well, and I can go for the next Psy Shock, which does knock out the Seal from this very low health, giving me the win for the battle here as well. So GG's to my friend, really well played. And now moving on with the next one, I pick up a lead against Ducklett over here. So same as earlier, I'll be staying this matchup, and I'll be going for this Body Slam spam, because I want to put this Ducklett really low if I can do so, and then I can easily come back with my next Shelmet or maybe Bronzor to get Hydro Energy if they are going for a Brave Bird over here. So they went for the first Bubble Beam, and before I could reach to the next move, they went for the next move, which ends up being a Brave Bird, which does knock me out, but nevertheless they have defense. They have lowered their defense thrice over here, to which now they comes back with their own Bronzor over here. So with Bronzor and Ducklett in the front, I think there might be a why not also over in the scenario, to which I'll be letting this next charge move go through as well. And since they switched out into their Bronzor, I'll be not switching out over here, because my Bronzor have got a super play against the Ducklett over here against them, to which I'll be letting this next charge move go through once again. And now I'll be going for the next Bug Buzz, which will put this Bronzor really low, which is the case. And after going after building up to a Body Slam over here, I switch into my Bronzor, because now from this kind of range I can get the farm down onto my opposing Bronzor over here with the tackle, which will be very aggressive, but I can do it. And now I have got so much energy loaded with my Bronzor over here. And now again they comes back with their final Pokemon, which ends up being a Cottonee, which does not have any play over here with the Bronzor over here, because Seed Bomb, Charm, everything is resisted, and they cannot throw anything that will be hitting me hard. So nevertheless, I do have a really good matchup against the Ducklett and the Cottonee over here, which are left out for this battle. And now I'll be going for a combo play with my Shelmet and Bronzor over here to get both the shields right now. And from this kind of range, since I have 2 shields to my name, so I will be going to let this next move go through, which does virtually very little damage. And now I can go for the farm down over here. Not farm down, I'll be going for the next Psy Shock over here in this scenario over to the Cottonee, and all they have left is going to be the low Ducklett over here, which cannot farm me down with wing attacks, but they have to throw. But since I am having 2 shields right now, so I have to shield up this next Bubble Beam and get to the next Psy Shock over here that knocks out the Ducklett, takes care of it, and gives me the win for the battle here also. So GG's to my friend, really well played. Moving out to the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Skrelp over here. So with my Wooper, so I do have a really good matchup because I have access to Mud Bomb, and to which they shield up the first Mud Bomb, which is really good because they would have get the knockout for it. So I'll be matching up shields over here right now with my Wooper over in this scenario, and I thought for going a body slam, which they caught onto their Vullaby, and this looks like to be a kind of code breaker to my whole team, because Shelmet does not do really well against the Vullaby over here, because this ear slash does add up quickly. But since Vullaby is kind of squishing this meta, it does get the knockout with three body slams over here, which is really good. And now I safe swapped into my own Bronzor over here, to which they safe swap into their hard counter to a Bronzor that ends up being Stunky, that is Shadow Bite Stunky over here. So that's not the end of the world, because I have my Shelmet, which does have a really good matchup against their Skrelp and their final Pokemon, which is going to be the Stunky over here. So I'll be letting this next charge move go through, because Aqua Tail does not hits very hard. But now I'll be loading up onto back-to-back body slams. Now I'll be going for the first one that gets the first shield over here. Now I'll be going for the next one that does enough damage to get the knockout for the Skrelp, and I have enough health to withstand the bite damage and go for the infestation down onto this very low Stunky, getting the win for the second last battle over here, I think, in this scenario, in this set actually. Moving on to the next battle, I pick up a lead. I just missed it what lead it was, but they safe swapped into their own Skivovit over here, to which they have access to Body Slam and Crunch right now. So switching into a Bronzor is not a good thing. But I think that the lead was again A.Sandshrew over here, which does have a really good matchup against my own Bronzor, to which I have to come back with it, because Skivovit is having access to Crunch, which does not hit very hard. But since I am very bulky, I can withstand this Crunch over here all day long. So I take in almost 3 crunches over here, and now I have to safely shield up the next move, and now I can easily go for the next Psyshock over here, which rather will be getting the final shield, or maybe get the knockout, which does get the knockout, and the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be a Bronzor over here. But the disadvantageous part of it is that they will be going for a good amount of farm, which I recognize, and I'll be quickly safe swapping into my own Wooper once again, and the final Pokemon they have access to is actually going to be Cottonee over here, and not A.Sandshrew. So as I was just I just missed it, so that's the reason I thought it's going to be A.Sandshrew. To which now this is the reason Wooper is so good in this meta as well, because of the neutral body slam spam that can hit the counters of it, maybe a grass type as well. To which now, since they have got a Cottonee, so I'll be easily coming back with my own Shelmet, take in all the moves they have got access to, Seed Worm, Grass Knot, Charms, and get the hard farm down on it, and all they have left in the back line is going to be their Bronzor, which is quite low. So I'll be letting this next charge move go through, which ends up being a Psyshock. And now from this kind of range, since I am having so much energy and shield as well, I'll not go for a beat. I'll be going for the straight Bug Buzz that guarantees the shield, and now I can easily reach to the next Bug Buzz before they can throw the next Psyshock, or eventually I have to invest my shield, which does get the knockout for this Bronzor, giving me the win for the second last battle over here. Moving into the final battle of the video and the set, I pick up a tough lead this time against this Deino over here. So somehow Deino is also a tough counter to all my 3 Pokemons, but since having access to this neutral body slam spam on my Wooper and my Shelmet over here does really put so much advantage in the situation right away. So I'll be now going for the next Bug Buzz over here because as in they came in with their Bronzor over here, but since I am now having shield advantage, I can put in one shield with my Shelmet and I can go for back-to-back. I think back-to-back moves right away. So I'll be now going for the next Bug Buzz that hits for a good amount of neutral damage, and it puts really low, and not before I thought of going for a body slam, but not before they can farm me down with a confusion over here. So nevertheless, I'll be coming back with my own Bronzor, taking this payback like a champ, and I can eventually get the heart farm on it with tackles over here. And the final Pokemon that they have got access to is going to be the Ember Vulpix once again. So my win condition looks really set up because my Wooper does have really good play against the remaining Pokemon Vulpix and Deino, and to which they let the next charge move go through onto this Deino. So that is the reason I'll be shielding up this next body slam over here, and I can easily go for the next body slam onto this Vulpix to get rid of the final shield. And now they cannot farm me down with Ember right now, so they have to throw. But the good part is they does not have enough energy right now loaded to go for back-to-back with the balls right away. So that is the reason I'll be able to reach to the next Side Shock that does get the knockout for the Vulpix, giving me the win for the final battle of the video and the set over here. And I do pick up a lead 5-0 victory for this set, which puts me around 2150 elo range, because I dropped quite a lot of elo last day while playing in this little cup. So I thought of coming back with a very strong team, because I tried out many new Pokemons in this cup. So I thought, so let's dump it and go for this bulky team with resistance and coverage over here. So if you're trying out this team, do let me know how it is working out for you. And that will be all for this video. See you again in the next one. Till then, peace.